Hi, I'm Wyatt Owensby, and I'm ranking all the Jada Toys figures I have so far.
Please note this is a completely subjective list and based only on the figures that I've collected thus far. Here they are for reference, let's go.
And I've put Blanca next. I really only have one issue with his design, that again being his neck joint. Just like the previous two figures, he for some reason features a hinge, which none of the other figures do. However, in this case, it suits a very specific purpose. That purpose, of course, being allowing him to look up as far as possible. Blanca is known for being in low crouches, so it makes sense to give him something like this, but it limits his posability in basically every other direction. One interesting aspect of this design, though, is they cut out part of his back to allow it to move back even further. Since Blanca has such large hair, there's no way you would see it anyway, so it's actually cleverly designed. One thing I wish he had, though, is toe joints. Blanca here was actually released one figure too early for them to have added toe joints to him. But since he's known for being in low crouches, it really would have made sense to push him back a little bit and maybe move forward one of the other figures that doesn't require it as much. This is a nitpick, but generally, when figures are in low crouches, it somewhat annoys me to see them flat-footed. It makes more sense for their toes to be bent. Another articulation quirk is his butterfly joints. They're some of the weaker ones in the entire line. As for positives, Blanca sports one of the best ab crunches in the entire line, which works with the neck joint to achieve some of those low crouches. As with most of these figures, his accessories are great, and in fact his are some of the more versatile I've gotten from the Jada Toys line. I've actually been able to use them for several other figures in my collection. One thing I haven't brought up in any of the other videos though is clicky joints. This is something in the future Jada Toys is working to avoid. They're moving to a different joint system closer to how imports do it, and moving away from the more Marvel Legends style of elbows and knees. On this figure in particular, they are very clicky. This is not necessarily a bad thing. It just puts him below a couple of the other figures that we have coming up. Blanca is one of their newer releases, so it might be surprising to see him towards the middle and not towards the top, but I honestly believe the other figures in my collection we haven't covered yet surpass him just by a little bit. Not a bad figure at all, but just okay by Jada standards. As I said in the last video, when we get towards the middle, it becomes increasingly difficult to differentiate between the quality of these figures. Something that also must be said is that all of them are good. There's just a few small details on each one that make them slightly better or slightly worse than the others. And with a few small adjustments, each figure could be just slightly better. With that said, thanks for watching. See you next time.